Yo, baby, let's go. Bring it back. It's another episode of the D.B.A.B podcast. After a few weeks off, we all been out here busy. Jack is literally been working his socks off. Cletus right behind him, and Curtin is doing Curtin things over here, baby. But we are glad. We are excited to be back with the boys, minus a few tonight, some tonight, but we got the all-star cast here with Jack, Cletus, and your boy Curtin here. So it's excited to be back. Listeners, we're happy to be back. We can't wait to give you this new content. There's a bunch going on in the sports world over the past couple of weeks that we've missed, including recent stuff. You know what I mean? LeBron James going for 40,000 career points, the first
The
person ever to do
combine.
it. The combine, right? Xavier Worthy breaking the 40-yard dash record with a 4.21, blazing speed. Jason
College
Kelly,
baseball.
Jason Kelsey finally coming out with the retirement news, which is great for him. I'm glad he took Shaq's advice on that. College baseball's revving up. We got MLB is starting up. March Madness
College
is about to be
basketball.
here, fellas.
Ooh.
Right?
Ooh.
College basketball has been absolutely crazy this year. The Big 12 is
Oh,
just
yeah.
everybody's beating the crap out of each other in the Big 12. It has been exciting for a sports fan in the hockey world. The Stars are doing star things, collecting those dubs. And of course, NBA is just NBA. Nobody really cares about it. Probably June, you know what I mean? But it's been great. We're welcome back. Remember, you can find the podcast anywhere podcasts can be found. Apple, Spotify, all the above. We're on X, aka Twitter as well. All that good stuff. Shout out to our new listener, Ortiz down there in PI. Shout out, big dog.
Shout out, man.
Got
Long
him
time no
hooked.
see. We're still
Got
gator hunting, my man.
We still out there getting them gators, big dog. But yeah, I got him tuned in, so we got another listener now up to 7.
Yeah, better than 6.
Let's go.
All
But,
5 of y'all. Appreciate
all
you.
5 of you, yeah.
Bro.
Shout out, baby.
All 7 of
Let's
y'all.
go. Let's go. All right, so let's begin this show. Jack said he was going to put me on the spot with Be the Light because I've come up empty-handed the last couple times.
Empty.
And,
Not last couple, last few, sir.
Yeah,
Last
this will
few.
be kind of, I guess, if it falls within the Be the Light, but it was more of something done kind of to or for me and not me doing it out there. But a couple weekends ago, had an opportunity to go down to TCU, right? Throwing up my Reckham sign everywhere, sending it to a coach back in Sealy who played at TCU, kind of rubbing it in a little bit. Good facilities over there. Shout out to them. Obviously, it's just the arms race now in college football. Wait till that new South end zone and Lubbock's done. It's going to be cream of the crop.
Gorgeous.
Bringing back that old double board. Let's
You
go.
got the double T up this last week.
Oh, it looks beautiful. I can't wait for that whole South end zone to be done. It's going to be
It,
magnificent.
it looks. I drove by it this weekend. It looks good, man. Like
That-
the double T.
like-
kinda-
the South end zone connecting with the indoor, and when they build the new football complex, it's going to be top of the line. So they're doing really, really good stuff in Lubbock to make that
Just gotta
place
win, baby.
almost like a Taj Mahal, if you will, of college football. But that's kind of how college football is going in terms of that arms race, and with all this more money that gets pumped in, it's just going to be a continuous flow of who has the newest, shiniest toys. Like even TCU was upgrading their stuff over there, so it was great. But anyway, so we're at this clinic, and it's a special teams clinic, and their coordinator, who's just recently moved to an off-field role, he ran it and talked, and he brought in buddies from the college world that he's worked with or have worked under him. Great clinic. They talked. They would kind of break it up so they'd do like punt return. So 2 coaches would speak. They'd each have 20 minutes, and then we'd walk to the indoor and go through the drills. Great clinic. But
That's cool.
the Be the Light for me was just the down-earth personalities that these coaches had, right? They didn't have attitudes where they're like noses in the air, like they were better than you. You could ask them questions. Shout out to that one coach. Can't remember his name offhand. He's at Boise State. He just got there from Penn State. Absolute. He's probably had one of the best presentations in terms of just the energy he brought. Some of the little things he does in meetings, to keep people's attention and stuff like that. But just speaking to that guy, and kind of getting to know him and just ask him questions. Like he really kind of left an impression on me just on having that personality and building relationships and translating the stuff that they do and how they can relate it and how they have things to where they kind of make special teams like its own little thing. You know what I mean? Like, and they make it inclusive to them and how they do different stuff. You know how people can do, like shirts and mottos and they call their stuff like their units like the SWAT. You know what I mean? So they have all
Cool.
different stuff. So he was like they were all great. Even the TCU guy was down to earth.
Here's
Cool
a
as a
tech guy.
cucumber.
He coached it.
Yeah, former tech guy. But just great meeting. All those guys were, for me, it was a be the light. It was, I went there by myself from my school. Got to meet other guys. There was a guy there from San Benito, Jack, that I talked to that knew
Nice.
Pete and Joe and stuff. And talked about that. And there's a guy that I used to work with at Tech that I ran into that's at Plano West. It was a great time. They took care of us. It was a great day. It was really worth the $40 spent there. So that was really, really good for me. So
That makes it worth it. I mean, it makes it worth it when you see, and it makes you put in perspective that sometimes coaches are in it for the right reasons, and it builds a brotherhood that's unmatched. So that's huge.
And for
And
me,
that's
like what
cool,
I've
man.
noticed too is just like, and I don't know, this might be just a one-off thing or whatever. And I don't want to throw shots at other Texas high school coaches, but like I feel for the most part, like college coaches are more relatable and personable than high school coaches can be. You know what I mean? Like there are certain coaches out there in high school that they feel like their stuff don't stink. You know what I mean? And they try to think they're in a class up here and everybody else is down here. You know what I mean? Whereas those guys are at D1 programs and they treat you as equals. You know what I mean? Now it is a clinic. You know what I mean? But I would pretty sure that when TCU opens their spring ball and if we go and that I'd be able to talk to that special teams guy again and just have conversations and have a good time. You know what I mean? So that was one thing I kind of took away from. You know what I mean? So it was good.
Cool,
I enjoyed
man.
it.
That's cool. Good to be the light there,
Good.
Joshua. You struck out 4 times and you came back and you hit a home run on the 5th time. Proud of you. Cletus, what you got, man? Any good things happen in the world of old Cletus?
I mean, just like I said, starting track. So, you're getting some kids who have never thrown before, kids who've thrown a little bit, kids who've been throwing a long time but just hadn't really what's the word I'm looking for? Been
Big word, okay.
Coached up.
Exposed?
Like,
Gotcha.
well, just
Expertise.
yeah, just you can tell like the little details of it. They just kind of like, okay, hey, you're just gonna throw this thing, and no one's really gone
That's
over
what I
like
said.
the little details. They go with the throws, and so getting some of those kids, um, have one or two of them like a little light bulb moment came up. So that's always a fun thing when you get those light bulb moments, and it kind of reminds you like your why you're doing what you're doing. It's always fun. But
Sure.
yeah, that's it's really really it on my end. I mean, just like I said, it's just kind of blowing and going right now, guys.
I feel you.
Sure.
Mr. Track Guy. Mr. Track Guy. All right. We got a new coach to the track world, right? What is one piece of advice that you're going to give a new track guy?
One piece of advice I would give a new track guy: meet the kids at the finish line. Tell them good job. Even if you don't know them, just be at the finish line, give them a high five, fist bump, say, "Hey, great job, way to run."
Sir. Go out there
Always
and
be
compete.
always be at the finish line. Wait on your kids to get there.
Good piece of advice there, Cletus.
I think that goes a long way with some kids.
Oh, absolutely.
Well
Help
said.
motivate them and stuff. Yeah, that's good, man. We do that
Well
too
said,
here.
Cletus.
It's exciting, especially when the kid runs well and he does, he wins it or comes in the top 3 and, you know, PRs, you know what I mean, each week or whatever. Like it's good for them.
Never thought about it like that, but yep. Well said,
Yeah.
Cletus. I could have used that one, that run around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Nah.
Yes, sir.
I could say this. But I don't miss it very much.
Yeah.
It's like long. It's like, let's get to this running event so we can go on to the crib.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And what I really enjoy about track is, well, 2 things. One is love catching up with some coaching friends, from other schools that, you see and you get along with,
Yep.
Obviously there's those guys you really don't get along with and you don't talk to them. There's a guy I've known for a while from New Deal and I haven't seen him in probably 4 years, and hell, me and him, he's coaching the throws too, and me and him just kind of got talking to each other and just kind of just because we're in the same area, with the throws, and kind of got to talking to each other again, and so do that. And but what I love about track is you can't hide. There's nowhere to hide on the track. It's either you're slow, you're not. You can jump higher, you can't. You can, everything's pretty black and white. There's very little room for excuses in track.
I agree with that.
So that's a big reason why I like track is because it's, well, why is my baby not on varsity? Well, ma'am, he ran a 13.2 100. And there's 3 guys are running 11.2s. We have. He's 2 seconds slower. There you go.
That's why I love the weight room, man. 45 plate, wherever you are.
Yep.
Man.
So
it's
been
why
good,
me
guys.
and Cletus get along so well.
It's been good.
That's why me and Cletus get along so well. We can see black and white.
Oh yeah.
We don't overthink things like somebody.
No.
Wow. I love me some black. Let's go.
Easy, big guy. Easy.
Oh my gosh.
So you did. So
stuff.
I used to. So speaking of teaching the track throwers and stuff, I'm fault. I'm used to be the guy that go get up there, put the thing on your hand right here, and just swing around and let it rip. Not very good discus coach. Not gonna say I. But if I really had to, if I was thrown to the wolves, I could probably coach it, but not my forte. Not.
Yep.
Getting out of your comfort zone is a lot of coaching, right?
Yeah.
I know for this year. So anyway, I'm one of those guys that say, get up there, just run around and throw that thing. You see how far it goes. We're good.
Throw that tater.
Yes, sir.
Or
throw that tater over there.
Or what you told me, hey Jack, Coach, you ever throw? Nah, man, I was never good enough. I never made guys always threw further than me in high school.
Yep.
So I never got to go to the freaking meets.
Nope. That's why I hated track. Another reason why. Thank you, Coach. You know who you are. Until you needed me, you know exactly who you are if you're listening. Yeah, I'm pointing at you. Hope you see this. Every finger pointing at you, there's 4 pointing back at me, but I know you know who I'm talking about. Anyway, so what was it? So anyway, shout out. Good advice about the tracksters, Cletus. That's good stuff. So I was thrown to a kiddie track meet last week. Being, I don't know why I put myself in this predicament at times, but anyway, so we get done with my practice and we come and watch. I start helping track. It's junior high track meets. So, the best, anyway, if you ever done a junior high track meets like herding kittens, that's what I call it. It's a kiddie track meet. Anyway, so
yes.
Back up, get away from this line, quit running with them, get over there, stand in my face, blah blah blah, this and that. So we get stuck timing, right? We got stuck timing the, what is it, 800? So there's 15 runners in the 800, and we waterfall it. So we're running this waterfall. I get stuck timing, I get stuck timing.
What
So
place? Here's the question.
I did place
best,
10 and 11.
Best place to time.
Best place to time first.
Best place to time, coach. I would disagree.
Fourth and fifth.
Disagree on that one too.
What is it then?
If you have
Give me first all day.
If you have an 8-lane track, you want to time 8.
Yes.
Why? Because 7 and 8 do not get points. And so it's really obvious to see, oh, that kid's last. Click. First, you may have one of those like, oh, who'd you get?
I get you.
Yeah. There's no doubt who's last. And so you
I'll take the
challenge.
I'll take the challenge.
6, 7, 8.
First.
Oh.
Give you first.
Oh.
Get first or last in the Royals of Ricky Bobby.
Either first or last.
It's coming from the guy that's
8.
coached track one time. So
yeah, but
they're going to ask him. They're going to ask him, hey, who'd you get?
It's not the ice timer, my man. It's the dang stopwatch timers.
Who'd you get?
There's difference.
And Sealy, we had the little octopus one. I was the starter.
The octopus timer
guy
is
and I had
different
number 1
than a stopwatch.
Yeah,
it's different. Octopus and a stopwatch are two completely different.
What you started on, Josh? What you started on?
Well, when we hosted and when we went last week to Boyd, they had a system like you had the people that did it. So
it's different.
Okay, what do you hit the start on? When you hit the stopwatch?
On the gun.
Okay, but when on the gun?
As soon as I hear it.
Nope,
you're
smoke, slow.
My man.
You're slow. That's too slow. You're a 10th of a second, 12th of a second too slow right there. Smoke, baby. When you see smoke or you see the flash. If it's too dark, you look for the flash.
Smoke, my man. You want all the smoke. You hit the little thing. Okay. You learned something new today.
There you go.
What'd you learn today, Cletus? Or Curtin, what'd you learn today?
It's not by the sound, it's by sight.
Basically,
you gotta look for the smoke or the little fire.
Flash.
Whatever.
What's faster? Sight or sound?
Sight. Seeing it.
There you go. Look at you. You learned 2 things in one time, man. I'm proud of you.
Let's go, baby.
Curtin, I'm so proud of you, bro.
Thank you.
So proud of you, man.
But yeah, just to kind of go off what y'all are saying, like obviously Cletus' advice about being there for the kids, either before they race, kind of help getting them pumped up, letting them know like, hey, you can do this, and then being for them at the end. That's something that we kind of stress and do here for our boys, which has been really, really good for them because they work hard. They show up in the mornings or after school and they come and run their little tails off and do good stuff. You know what I mean? So
and I think one of those things too, it's if you want to build a track program, that's the way to do it. When kids feel like you give a crap about them,
right,
they're more likely to participate. If kids feel like you don't care about them, they're less likely to participate.
Yeah, and that's one thing. Like obviously, like here, what we kind of have been doing with our track program is we've invested into it. Especially Trevor and I, because we're the of course the other coaches that help out, but he and I are the 2 kind of like main guys, if you will. Like he's the head, and I'm kind of like his right hand man, and so like we put a lot into it with the kids and all that kind of stuff. So it's rewarding that when those kids go out, work hard, and they place well. You know what I mean? It's good for them. It's good for their confidence, all that kind of stuff. Even the field events, like like Jack said earlier, with this is my first year doing discus. Well, obviously, I've never done coached track before, but like this year, kind of being thrown to the wolves, having to watch videos, and then luckily, having other coaches on staff that have experience and know how. Shout out Trevor again, that comes over and like when
at least for discus is done early.
Yeah, but like even during practice, there's been times we've been out there till 6 o'clock with kids throwing. You know what I mean? Just trying to work on their craft and not just throw for 50 minutes and call it a day. You know what I mean? Actually trying to work with those kids and work on that skill because, as y'all know, it's a lot of technique that goes into it. You just, it's not just you get up there and throw. You can, but
You're
for
not
them
going to be
to,
very good.
False.
yeah,
False.
you know what I mean?
I disagree.
Jack May, but just working the technique and watching them increase and get better at it, or get more confident, get more comfortable with the spin or their punch out at the end to throw it 10 feet further than what they've done before. For me, that's rewarding and makes it when we stay out there till 6 o'clock. It's fun. It's tiresome sometimes to be the shagger, but that's I just volunteer. I walk out there and shag and coach them from out there, uh,
All right.
but it's a lot of
Can
fun.
you
I've enjoyed it
can you throw a discus, Josh?
somewhat. Sometimes it comes off good, sometimes it does not. So I
Proud
can
of
throw
you.
it about
Well,
60 feet, just from just the little pop, the force out, not spinning. I can't. I can spin, but it's not gonna look good.
Spin's difficult.
Yeah, it's a lot of technique, and
yeah.
that's why when Trevor goes out there and he talks, he's able to break it down better for me because when he's speaking and talking to the kids, I'm listening and taking notes off him. You know what I mean? It's not like I tune out and do stupid stuff. Like I start watching and learning from him because again, when he's not there, I got to be the guy that does it. You know what I mean? So like I just take what he says and the drills he does and how he breaks stuff down, all this stuff. I listen. So when I'm out there, I can tell the kids and stuff. So it's been rewarding. I felt like I've grown a lot compared to when I first walked out there the first time and
You have
telling
to.
these kids like, man, I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. I just watched the video last night and then just figuring it out
You didn't
since.
say that, did you?
Huh?
You didn't tell him that, did you?
Yeah, of course I did. We all made fun of it and had a good time. It was great. So, but now I've been better about it. These kids here, they work hard, they listen. It's not like they are like, hey, look at this slappy. I'm not gonna listen to them. They actually try to work on their craft and all that
That's
kind of stuff. So it's been rewarding in that regard. And unfortunately, last week we weren't able to throw because of weather, so they canceled it like 3 throws into the meet. They canceled all field events. So, uh,
that's tough.
yeah, so hopefully this week,
That's tough. That's what
weather-wise,
stinks
it
about
holds up.
throwers is like when there's weather, they cancel it, right? And so they just got to sit there the rest of the day because that's the only thing they do.
Yeah,
You know, they don't
luckily
run.
we were close enough by that. Excuse me, that they could go home. I mean, sign out and go home and stuff. So instead of sitting around all day,
Yeah,
well,
that's what sucks. That's what stinks about the throwers. But it is what it is. They couldn't ask a better coach to do discus. So proud of you, my man.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
Keep doing the good work.
I
And
keep myself humble
you
and I
too,
just keep grinding.
you too competitive not to be very good at something. So
I try to give my best foot forward for the kids, man. You know what I mean?
Oh
Work
yeah.
hard
the
with those
feeling.
little
You get your
rascals there. You know what I mean?
the little pipsqueaks. Yeah,
Yeah, those little hounds, those little dogs, those little hounds.
it makes you if you're too, as a coach, it makes you competitive when you don't know something that you sit there and try to get better at something.
Yeah.
Regardless of what it is. Like for me, golf, I wish I had more time and money. I'd get really good at golf. I'm too competitive to suck at it, but I have other stuff to worry about. But
Yeah, it was funny. Like when we went and played last week, Friday and Saturday. Like Friday when we were out there, like the last few times I played, I haven't kept score. I just go out there and play, and just so more fun and rewarding, and just we just go out there and just hit it and have fun. And you don't worry about you three putted or all that stuff. And then on Saturday, I think I parred or maybe bogeyed the first hole or something like that. And then I got, Trevor and all them were like, all right, today you're keeping your score. Bull crap. You're a sandbagger. Da, da, da. And I was like, all right, I'll keep score. And then the first 9, it was like terrible. And I was like, all right, I'm stopped. Just stop marking it. I'm just done. And then played well in the back 9. Shot a 112 overall. So it was pretty good.
small people, you hear this? He's always the one that's advocate, like for keeping score. When you play.
Keep score.
Yeah.
I'm a different.
It's really
I'm a way different golfer than what I was 3-4 years ago, 5 years ago.
But the
It's-
thing
yeah.
is though too, if you think about how we do it, we just basically just play scramble.
Yeah.
We scramble and
Yeah, but he was always like, keep your score. Where are you at now?
Yeah,
oh,
I
I'm
was.
at this. What are you at?
I admit, and I tell other people too. Like there was a phase, like maybe coming out of COVID when Jack and I were playing all the time, and I tried to get real serious into the sport and took it way too serious and would get way into invested. So when I hit a bad shot, it would mentally, mess me up for the rest of the round or whatever. So
Hey
like,
Jack, you remember their first boys trip playing golf? Josh is in his Tiger Woods pants and shirt,
Yes, dude. He was
ready
Tiger
to
Woods
go.
out.
Now,
Folks.
now
Out.
he
From
goes.
his head, he's
I'm
wearing all Adidas, head to toe or whatever.
I'm going to I'm not going to drink because I want to play good. I'm not going to drink because I want to play good.
That,
Then
folks,
I
that
realized-
is
about,
7 hole.
and
about
I,
Seven hole.
yeah,
6 or 7
yeah.
holes later, he goes, "Screw it."
That's and I've just realized
Five
since then,
big,
I'm out there
but
to.
me and Cleet are both in Hawaiian shirts. There's the difference.
Yep.
He was Tiger
Yeah, well-
Woods out. Me and Cleet were in Hawaiian shirts.
Yeah, well, I'm a lot different person now. I'm still gonna dress. I'll probably put on a polo or a collared shirt and all that kind of stuff.
We all wear
Short.
collared shirts too, but we have designs in our collared shirts. Okay,
I know,
there's a
but
difference. We're formal, but we're here to party. Okay.
Yeah, I've realized now that I just go out there to have fun. That's it. Just go out there and have fun. If I shank my driver, oh well. We're gonna go try to find it. If not, I'm dropping. We're going on. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
this is how
I always
Okay.
hated with Josh. I always played with Josh because he was always like, "Let's keep score." I'm just out there trying to ball. And then this
I've
guy-
changed, Jack. I've changed.
Here's my thing with golf. If I use the same ball for like 6 holes in a row,
Oh, I'm winning, baby.
it's a freaking good day.
Yes.
Like
I'm winning, baby.
when I first started playing golf, and I would average like 2 balls a hole. So I would
Dude.
have to take
First time I
36
played,
balls.
you hit that rock.
Yeah. Yeah, I had them cracking up on Friday because like when we first that first hole we played, I found 2 golf balls, and so when we got done, I was like, all right, I'm 1 under. I didn't lose I found 2. I was all right, I'm 1 under, and just went with that the whole day. Just that's how I kept score, was how many balls I found or lost. They were cracking up. The rest of them all taking scores. They got the phone out with their tracking everything, and I'm like, I'm way past that.
Now I know
F that. I'm not doing that more.
I know Trevor used to be pretty solid.
Yeah, I think he shot like a 103 both days, but he's the guy. Also, he's got like the sky track, and once he gets back into it, I'm sure he's good. And there's a couple other guys on staff that shoot in the 80s for the most part, maybe high 70s, so they're pretty good, but play all the time. Like one of them's our golf coach, so he's pretty good. You know what I mean? So, but it was just fun to go out there and just. So
Man, I
Oh
want to go play. It's been too long.
Oh yeah.
Kinda
yeah,
hard
it
to
was
play.
it was fun. It was fun. The Friday was good. Saturday was kind of like one of those things where it's just like, how many holes we got? We're at the turn.
Oof.
Damn it! It's like, damn it,
Yeah,
gotta play 9 more.
Josh has always been the guy. Like he's always been like, "Who you score?" And then you're like, "Man, I hate golf." Like competitive, but I'm just out there. Anyway,
But I admit I've changed. I realized I took it way too serious. I'm never going to be as good as in my mind I want to be. So we're just going to go out there and we're going to swing, and we're going to have fun.
STS.
that's a good philosophy, baby.
And
that was
have a
Brian
couple of
Cletus's
drinks.
philosophy.
And have a drink.
STS.
Hey, I remember the first time I played with Cletus. We played at Denver City, bro. I think it was like hole 3. Dude, he's right. He literally kills it. And there's right next to is like the rock where it says the distance or par 3 or par 4, whatever it was. It has the distance. He hit the hell out of this ball. It hits the rock and it almost bounced back. It almost hits with it.
That was the back 9, dude.
Oh, he kills this ball, and we're like, we had to put our head on a swivel with Cletus. So every time he was that last 9, the back 9, we were all in the golf cart, like with the glass up, waiting to see where this ball.
Oh yeah, yeah, it was bad.
If there's any hazard around Cletus, you better watch out. If there's anything like the ball can ricochet off. Yeah.
Yes.
If he's in the trees,
Or
you
if
better
there's
be
water,
parking the other side of the fairway.
If there's water,
It's probably going in.
Yeah. It is never like it is always gonna happen when you're about to hit somewhere by water and you're like, all right, make sure like you're in your mind, you're like, all right, don't hit it into the water. Here we go.
Yeah.
And there it goes.
Yeah, water.
Do you see a splash? Yep, I saw a splash. All right, good. We'll just drop.
Good job.
Yes, sir.
Well,
So,
anyway,
Jack,
what's up?
Quick question for you. Just kind of changing subjects here.
Right.
You know, watching a little college basketball,
Little
right?
thump.
And
Yeah.
little thump, and obviously y'all two have probably been watching a lot more than I have. Obviously, yep. How many teams is the Big 12 going to get in the tournament?
9.
9.
Yeah, I would say 9 at the.
9 is the most, and
Is
I
that
would say
the
7
top?
is the least. Yes.
Okay.
Big 12 will have the most. Yes.
So here's
Hands
the
down.
thing. Here's the thing, Cletus. That
Well,
well,
I think
one
the
thing.
top 3 alone can win the whole damn thing.
Yeah, the crazy thing about college basketball this year that I've seen is there's not a true like number one. Like there's been
Like a
several teams.
dominant.
Yeah, there's been that thing has fluctuated so much. Like the rankings have changed because you just don't know what you're going to get on a night to night basis, right? And so
Mhm.
the Big 12 is the conference to where literally everybody can beat each other. It doesn't matter if you're ranked number one or if you're the bottom of the conference. Somebody's pulling an upset or somebody is winning you don't expect. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, like
you know,
right now, Texas is up 10 on Baylor
yeah. And
Damn.
Baylor the other day beat Kansas.
at home.
Yeah.
I mean, Texas up on Baylor at home.
Now, I will say this, and I don't like saying it, but Texas is actually playing
at
well.
Baylor. Sorry,
Shut your mouth.
they're up 10
I know.
at Baylor right now.
But again, that's the Big 12, and I would say the second conference behind that is the ACC in terms of
Yeah.
those guys beating each other. But
Just like
the Big
depth.
12, yeah, the Big 12 definitely has the best depth out of all those teams, like all the other major
Agreed.
conferences. Because like at one point they had like 7 teams in the conference that were ranked in the top 25, and it was everybody else had like 2 or 3.
Yo.
So and again,
Big 12's most consistent, the most inconsistent, consistent teams in the
yes,
whole damn thing. In my opinion.
Is
Like the other day, Tech was so terrible on Saturday against West Virginia, like second or third from the bottom team tenured in the Big 12. Like,
and Tech has
so,
to
yeah.
win out. They got to win out to make the tournament.
well, I think
Yes
since
and
since
no.
they won,
They can lose
and got to 20
1 or 2.
wins. That helped. Like getting the 20 wins helped them. I would say on their resume, uh, closing out obviously because they still got to play Baylor. Like I think their last game of the year is at Baylor or something like that.
Yeah. But
So
they've
obviously
swept.
win
They've
that.
not swept, but they tied up with Texas. They did 1-1 with Texas. They're what? They haven't beat Kansas, so Kansas got them.
I thought no, they
haven't
beat
beat
Kansas. They beat
Baylor.
Kansas. They split with Kansas, I think.
Kansas. They haven't beat Baylor. UCF they beat one time. They've lost to UCF. I think. Like it a lot of them they split. They can't go down the stretch and lose a bad Big 12 team and make it
Like-
where they have to play a different team in the Big 12 tournament.
Yeah.
They're pretty good at the moment. Unless something crazy happens to
they-
them. But right now, our team, like Josh said, it's one of the craziest. It's gonna be one of the craziest we've seen in a really long time. Like there isn't a team that is gonna eye pop me scary. Like Houston was by far the number 1 team in the land. Houston's good, but they're not like the most definite, dominant one team I've seen.
Yes.
That talked about it. Houston Hollywood that night.
Yeah.
So like, there's not really one team. And a lot like if teams keep beating themselves up, there's like no chance for them to make it big because they're unhealthy by the time.
Yeah, it's like
March Madness is going to be fun to watch.
It's like one of the most wide open that I feel going into it. Like anybody has a chance. Like it doesn't matter if you're number 1 seed. It's not guarantee you anything this year. Is what I feel like.
Yeah, I agree.
One shining moment.
Again, to speak about Tech a little bit, like
Maybe.
some of the things like for Tech, and of course, Trevor and I, we talk about Tech basketball quite a bit, but like they have some, they have some good wins, beating Texas once and beating Kansas. If they can beat Baylor, stuff like that, good resume builders. But they have some bad losses too, like losing to Cincinnati, losing to UCF, which they've been pretty known to spring an upset here and there, but losing to UCF, how they did by 14 or 15.
BYU, like
there's
nail biter with BYU, but dang,
they've had some ugly losses. Even when they played Texas last and they almost lost, I think they ended up closing it to like 15. But at one point, it was close to 30. They were down.
Yeah,
Uh, you
ugly. Ugly
know, we'll
losses
see. Yeah,
and some very ugly games, but good wins. But that's like Big 12 is the most inconsistent, consistent
yeah.
part.
That's what's going to help them get in is that they're in the toughest conference in the nation. You know, what I mean, if they were in the Big 12 and there was maybe 3 teams that were good and Tech was on the bubble, they probably wouldn't get in because their conference strength is not as good. But the Big
Yep.
12 is so
Yep.
you know
I agree with that.
beat
Yep.
each other up.
That
It looks good.
The
It's like the SEC in football almost. You know what I mean? When you compare it to other conferences. You know what I mean? So
the only thing I know about the Big 12 is Texas coach. I just want to punch him in the face. Like he has a very punchable face.
you and
Yeah,
I know.
dude, I just like
Lead
it's
us
just
on
something
one.
about him. He looks like just a whiner. Like he whines all the time.
he looks like to be honest. Gus.
Oh,
Yeah, he does.
the one.
Gus.
Yes,
The
he
bad guy.
does. Yes, he does.
Yeah, but I agree with you, Cletus. He is a big time whiner just because he has that longhorn on his shirt.
Well, but besides
Like,
that,
nah, but I talked to a coach here on staff that's a big Longhorn fan, and I just give him crap all the time. I'm like, how do Texas people whine and cry all the time when people throw the Longhorn down and get so butthurt and bent out of shape about it? Like it happens in college sports all the time. Now they might get it most of the time because of who they are and how they
It's because
try to
they
hold
cry about it
themselves
the
as
most.
high and
That's why.
mighty. But like, yeah, he brings up the Miami thing. I'm like, well, it might not be as big, but people do throw down to you on Miami, and it's obviously Hurricane people don't like it, but if you don't want
They
people to
don't.
do it, don't allow them to beat your ass. You know what I mean? Like that's my
Yeah.
thing with it. Like when I
Well,
see it, like when Miami's getting beat, I'm
there
like,
isn't a 15-yard penalty for this.
well, it's because they cried so much. That's why. And
That's
the
what I'm
Big
saying.
12
There's not a
caters,
15-yard penalty for this. They do it
no,
all the time. They don't like they
uh,
do this. They didn't
yeah,
15-yard penalty. When they do this, that's a 15-yard penalty.
yeah,
Yep.
it's
So
just
I
because
get
they've
you.
cried so
I'm
much.
with you.
Yeah,
I'm with you. I smell what you're stepping in.
I want to see Texas first game of the SEC when someone does that, what happens?
I can't, I can't wait.
Anyways, speaking of Texas, you got to give them a shot. You got to bring some negative. You got to bring some positive for them. They've had a heck of a show in the combine, did they not? Shout
They
out
have,
Texas for that regard. Plus, you're supposed
yeah,
to when you got some of the best athletes in the world on your team. You should have some great so shout out Texas
yeah,
on
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
first
And
time
shout
in a
out,
long
okay,
time. First
so
time in a
shout
long
out to the
time.
tech guy. Yeah. The tech guy that carry you for moments. I don't believe in space. Okay, dude. You're lucky you're gonna make millions of dollars playing NFL, but don't say dumb things. Okay. So like
Well,
bro.
let me ask you this question, y'all. This question. Well, speaking of dumb things, Caleb Williams, that dude, like, whoever is in his ear to tell him to is. I don't think they're setting him up to be successful.
They're not.
Has he changed his tune, or does he still
Personally,
have the same thing where he doesn't want to go to the Bears, or
I
is
don't
it
think it
something else?
matters where he wants to go or not. The Bears will draft his ass.
If
And
they want him.
that's my thing. Like, if to switch gears and talk about the draft now, like I've seen so many things about what the Bears are going to do with the number 1 pick, right? And a lot of things has
Ooh,
been they're going to draft Caleb and all this kind of stuff. And for me, just think about it. And I think we've talked about it here on the show too. I'm like, if I'm the Bears, I'm either going to get another weapon at number 1 to help your current quarterback that you went and drafted high to help him out. Because when you look at it, like they went and got help for him at the wide receiver position, and that got better. But they didn't better the offensive line. They didn't better the running back
Nope.
room. So those still struggled and made him look bad. You know what I mean? So like, are the Bears truly doing everything they can to give Justin Fields the best opportunity to be the best quarterback he can be, or are they just since they're at number one again, just being like, all right, there's Caleb Williams. He's supposed to be this prodigal quarterback. Let's just go get him.
It
I don't agree with it. I think they should either get another skill guy or somebody else to help them somewhere else, or trade the number one pick and get more to help the team overall.
I agree.
I
I agree
just
with that 100%. But you also know you have the next great quarterback to play in the NFL. You're going to leave him. You're not going to draft him, or you're just going to fix your team when you could pick the next great Patrick Mahomes. And so we're in the words of many.
Caleb
Yeah,
You know,
Williams.
like
I
it's
don't.
like this. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
with you. Like you
I don't-
have a good quarterback.
Yeah, I agree. It's
I
just, but a lot of times too in the NFL, like how many times have quarterbacks come in the draft and people been like, all right, this is a guy that you can build your franchise around, and those kids get drafted to places where they are not good or they don't have a
Well,
good setup or
mhm.
whatever, and that
They have
quarterback
zero.
struggles and fails.
They have zero
You know what I mean?
help.
Yep.
Yeah, like now we know Patrick Mahomes is a great quarterback. You know what I mean? And on most NFL franchises, he would still be a dude in the league,
Dude.
but he landed in a great spot in KC
Andy,
with Reed, with all those
Andy,
guys. Like
freaking Reed,
that goes into a
Travis,
lot of that stuff.
freaking
Like,
Kelsey.
yeah,
Agreed.
I
I
mean,
mean,
like,
I'm 100%. We're speaking the same language here, and I think
yeah,
that's the same thing. I think you have a good quarterback with Justin Fields.
I
You know,
agree.
I don't
It's
think
just
giving him the right weapons or right scheme to help him be real successful. You know, like even like you have no line,
Mhm.
you don't really have much of a defense, and you don't have no weapons of a running back because you get rid of your running back and he's playing for the Lions, right? So
Yeah.
you're not doing yourself any favors by saying, "Oh, we're going to draft the next quarterback." So you're going to do the same thing for Caleb Williams. You're not going to get him much help. You have quarterbacks on roster that aren't going to get you wins. When's the last time a quarterback has just won you games without support from offense?
oh, I would say
Yeah.
Manning's rookie year, but
Peyton
he
Manning's
whoa,
first
whoa,
year
whoa,
was
whoa, whoa,
terrible.
no.
Oh.
But let me preface
From a
that,
long,
Jack. Hold up
Yeah.
before you bite my head off. But his rookie year, I think he had like twice as many interceptions as he did touchdowns.
he set the rookie mark,
Yes.
I think, for interceptions his first
Yeah.
year.
Yes.
The only one I could no, I mean
C.J.
you gotta
Stroud.
have Joe Burrow. I mean his offensive line's not great.
Yeah,
But
but
he
one thing
has
that helped with
but
Burrow is that he has
he
good
has
skill
a
kids, skill
yes.
guys.
I'm about to say he has an elite weapon in Jamar Chase on the outside where he
Yeah.
He had
goes,
two of them.
blitz, throw it up to freaking Jamar and let him just go be a dude.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
but just
That
like
helped
us,
him.
we're all singing the same tune here. But like, it was only a couple of years ago that they invested in Fields, and then like when you think about it, if they, if say they do draft Caleb Williams, then they're doing Fields a disservice. You know what I mean? And if I'm Fields, trade
But
my ass, get me out of Chicago because these guys have told me one thing and have done another, basically. But if they would have
it's
truly like invested in the Bears and gave him a good skill guys and gave him a good running back and gave him didn't you have to be a great offensive line, just an average to good line, and he still didn't produce, then that makes sense for me. All right, go get Caleb, see what he can do.
Agreed.
yeah,
I'm with you. I'm speaking the same terminology
it's
here. I agree with that.
it's a business though.
It is.
I
It
understand that,
is.
but
And we'll see. And it's coming up in April. We'll find out what they do.
Yeah.
We'll get more. You'll get more mock drafts and all that nonsense after the combine and meetings and all
Yeah.
that stuff. We'll figure out what the Bears want to do by that time.
I just
all the craziness is like, another thing that's touching and sad, the era of great offensive linemen that we've seen through the years is coming to an end.
yeah,
Like Jason Kelsey, he's retired today, so shout out to him. Great center, one of the best to ever play the game.
yeah,
Tyron Smith in Dallas, they don't think they're re-signing him.
yeah.
Garrett, another great offensive lineman, that
You've
is
had
known to
some
be the Great
recently
Wall of
that have,
Dallas.
yeah, you've had a lot of other big time guys that recently over the last couple of years have hung it up. You know what I mean? Early in their careers or whatnot. A lot of the major offensive tackles that were in the league, hell, the last 5-10 years, or
What's his
you
name?
know,
Whitworth. Whitworth from the Rams.
No, Whitworth and the guy that was with the Ravens for a long time, their left tackle.
Oh yeah. Was it Brown?
Might have been Brown.
Don't give me a line on that.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Now there's still a lot of good young guys still
They're
out there. You
still.
know, like,
Oh yeah, definitely. And it's just, but like all the area we know, the
yeah,
era that we pay attention to and watched and what we
it's
know
almost
about.
you say the same thing for almost quarterbacks now too. For some of those guys, you know what I mean. Like Mahomes is kind of carrying the torch, but you know a lot of those guys that we grew up with the Mannings and the Bradys and all that
Rivers.
stuff. You know, seeing those
Breeze.
Rivers and
We
all
got
those
one.
guys. You know, like,
We're hanging on to one right now, guys.
Stafford.
And he's on Josh's team. Yeah. We're
Yes,
hanging on to one.
Yeah.
yes,
That's
Stafford
the
is
last
dude.
one. That's the last one I can think of at the top of my head at the moment.
Oh, here's one. We're talking about quarterbacks today. I'm pretty sure y'all saw it. So obviously, we knew towards the end of the football season that the Broncos were pretty much done with Wilson.
yeah.
Right? They set him the
Yeah.
last two games, stuff like that. Well, today, they already was kind of coming out that they were going to get rid of him, but today was the day I guess they officially cut him, or we're going to cut him. $85 million in dead cap space, the largest ever.
So they're just gonna eat that cat. They're just gonna eat that, right?
Yeah,
They
they're
have
just
to.
gonna. They have to eat it. They have to eat it. Which I don't know how all that kind of stuff works, but I know that's not a good thing for the organization. Even though that the NFL
Especially when
just
you're
bumped
a
up
quarterback.
the salary cap. Yeah,
Yeah. Organization that was not very good and probably will not be very good for a
Yeah.
while.
Now, if I'm the Bears, I'm calling the Broncos saying, "Hey, we got this first round pick. You want Caleb Williams? Let's work a deal." You know, compared to where they finished the draft, but
Yeah, it's just
targeting
I
those
don't know,
guys.
man.
But you first round draft pick, remember?
No, they
How-
traded it. That's right.
They don't have it because they traded it for the Sean Payton deal.
That's true. I thought they traded with Russell.
I don't know. I'm the same guy. I didn't think CJ Stroud was going to be a very good quarterback, and he freaking lit the league up this year. You know,
But again, I think he
CJ.
landed in a good situation. Good weapon.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams has not impressed me that much. Now, granted, USC's defense is like Swiss cheese, and freaking they might as well be playing 7-on-7 out there.
He was way
He
better
impressed
last year
me.
than he was this year.
He impressed me more than the dude from Washington, to be honest with you, because he played. I don't think he missed games when he was in college. Like Penix, is that his name?
Well,
Penix
yeah,
missed
Penix.
games this season.
Penix has had the worst luck with injury. Like when you go back and look, like his 4 years in Indiana all ended with the season-ending injury. He had two ACL injuries in the same knee, and then he had 2 shoulder injuries. So like Washington, his time in Washington was the first time that he played through a season and never had a major injury.
And let's be
That's a
fair.
red flag if you're NFL organization.
True.
Yeah, and let's be fair. That Texas game, he made a lot of money during that
Oh
game.
yeah, I
But
agree with that.
the Michigan game, I think some of that money got taken back a little bit.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that. But I said, I mean, I'm going to stick with it. I think Caleb Williams to me is better than Penix overall. His college, I mean, he was at USC.
Who's number 2? Who's
May.
number 2 quarterback off the board?
May, the guy from North Carolina.
Yeah, I agree. North Carolina or Oregon's guy.
Yeah, Bo Nix. See, I've seen Nix going as a second quarterback off the board.
I would say North Carolina and then Nix, to be honest. But
Yeah,
Nix is number 4.
Yeah, I think he's worked his way up. I think he'll work his way up to be one of the top 5 guys to go. I was seeing something the other day, like he has some injury stuff that teams are going to be checking on, but if he passes all those, that he could possibly find himself within top 5 guys going.
Right.
Yeah.
Because other than that, like off the top of my head, like other quarterbacks that are in this draft class, I can't think of it off the top of my head. But
J.J. McCarthy, his name, Michigan.
Yeah, I don't see him.
I don't think he's like. I think he's good. I just don't think he's like those top.
I would be surprised if he
5
goes like he's the type of guy that you're going to get in the 5th round or later. He's that type of guy. I could be wrong, but
yeah, he could develop into something, or he just could be a career backup.
Yeah. I agree with that. Well said, Cletus. I agree with that. We'll see what happens, but
Yeah.
Caleb Williams is probably he's as good as advertised. He says some stupid things, but he's as good as advertised.
Now,
In my opinion.
when you look at the skill set, he has it. You know, what I mean, he has everything that you want in the
Some
quarterback,
of
all that
those
kind of stuff.
darts and stuff, those footballs he were throwing
Yeah,
in USC last year and even some of this year was like, oh my goodness, like what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like
So-
think about him when he was at Oklahoma. Like
yeah,
we forget about that year at Oklahoma. He was torching people in Oklahoma.
yeah, sure.
Right.
But I think all for him is just going to come down to
This
what's going to
stupid
be.
stuff off camera.
Well, yeah, that for sure, like that kind of stuff. But I'm talking about when he gets drafted. Like, is he going to be able to go into a franchise that's going to benefit him and not be somewhere where he's going to get like Bryce Young, like Bryce Young was last year, get just demolished
poor
and
guy.
not look like a number one quarterback to be labeled, a bust. Which I don't think Bryce Young's a bust yet, but the situation in Carolina was poo poo. You know what I mean? And
It's getting better with their
Yeah.
La Raza. They hired Canales to be their head coach, offensive guy. Did really well in the Buccaneers organization. So I shout out to the Carolina Panthers. I think they could be better, but I think
Yeah.
Caleb Williams will benefit in a situation kind of like Patrick Mahomes. And if
Yeah.
Caleb Williams gets that situation, he will not be a bust. But
No, I
the way it
agree.
looks right now, the top five teams that are looking at him, those aren't looking pretty good for him.
Which is
So
most of the time is
here's-
usually the case.
Here's my
Yeah, it will
question
be a-
for y'all. Where does Harrison go? Is he the first receiver off the board or is he the second receiver off the board?
First.
Okay, so when you say
Sure.
second, who else is coming off before him?
Malik
guy from
Neighbors from
Washington.
LSU. Malik Neighbors from LSU, man.
I don't know. I
I
think
think
I don't know. I
LSU
didn't think
or
I looked at
Washington
Harrison
guy's
guy.
pretty good too, though.
He is, but I don't know. And
Xavier
I was
Worthy just for his speed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
speed kills, but you can probably get him in like the second, probably.
Yeah, I think
Not
Harrison
Not with
has the best.
that 4.2.
No, he's going.
They're trying to
first
make
round.
him like Tyreek Hill. You're gonna
He'll
use him
go
like
first
Tyreek
round
Hill.
for sure. He'll go
Yeah.
first round for sure. I think Harrison will be the first guy to come off the board because he has the measurables, he has the
Yeah.
tools, and he produced at Ohio State. You know what I mean? It's not like he barely did
Mhm.
anything and had the attributes he produced. I think he would.
agree.
I would be shocked if he's not the first guy coming off the board.
Agreed.
Yeah. I just know those LSU guys have been. I can't think of an a big time LSU receiver that has missed in the league.
That's true.
Yeah, recently they've been pretty solid.
Yeah, it's. I mean,
You get that Cletus, but
Running
they're
back
also
wise,
not
not very
bloodline. They're also not bloodline of one of the greatest to ever
Right.
play the game either.
right. That always helps when you have Harrison. You can always talk to your dad when
You're a junior.
he,
Junior.
yeah,
Junior.
be one of the best to ever do it.
Yeah.
Where
he's
does
he's definitely getting off the board first.
does Brock Bowers make it out of the top 10?
Oh yeah. Oh, top 10? A team that needs a tight end, yeah. Especially
I could
if
see
they're
him going in
comparing
low
him to
teens.
Dallas Clark. I can see him
I
later.
would say
though.
like
I don't
low
see him in
teens.
top
Like
10.
I would say him
I-
10 and above. Like I
10
don't know
to
if
15, 10 to 16.
Yeah, I would- like for
I
tight ends.
would say
like,
a lot of D linemen. I say a lot of
yes,
quarterback, D lineman, receiver, cornerback.
yes.
I don't see much like tight ends until later teams that
Yeah, and-
definitely need one. Like there's not a team right now that has stick out the top of my head that have drafted a tight end in the top 10 that has been worthwhile besides Kyle Pitts in Atlanta. They didn't use him worth shit.
Yeah,
Right. Pitts is such a freak
yeah.
because you can
yeah.
again. He's one of those kind of like Kel. You can just kind of move him around when you need him.
Yeah,
You don't have to change personnel.
Yeah.
Right. That's one I saw the other day was Justin Fields to Atlanta.
Uh-oh.
Mm.
I saw that one too,
Yeah.
I think. That would not be bad at all.
Atlanta
'Cause You gotta run it
trades.
back. You got a running back. You have a receiver. You have a tight end. You have a offensive line that you can get better and fix. And you're not in a strong NFC
Gauntlet.
division. Yes.
Right, you're on the gauntlet of
That's not bad.
Here's
They
another
do Caleb
quarterback.
Williams. That would be
Here's-
not a bad one for him.
Here's another quarterback we have failed to talk about so far. Jaden Daniels, quarterback from LSU.
I forget he's coming out of the draft. I
I'm
don't
looking
know.
at this.
but
I'm looking at this one guy's mock on NFL, and he has Caleb, and then Jaden going second, and Drake May going third, and then Malik Neighbors going fourth, Harrison going fifth.
So you think the LSU guy? You think he's better than May?
I've watched
Daniels.
now. I've
no.
watched Daniels and all this stuff. I feel May's a better overall quarterback. Like
I agree.
throw it and run.
Daniels. Let me see. What's the guy's name? What's his name?
Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels.
He won the Heisman, which I don't think he should have won the Heisman.
Last year was a very weak class. They have J.J. McCarty going. This guy is a mock 9th to the Broncos. That would be.
Well, I guess he's the only one on there because you said May's gone. May would be good in Denver.
Yes, I agree. Brock Bowers 15th to the Colts.
See, 15th. That's what we just said. The Colts. Ooh.
This is the mock.
Ooh.
Look at there. The
Anthony
Rams with the
Richardson
first
and
round
Brock
pick. Let's
Bowers?
go.
Brock Bowers with Anthony Richardson in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
And they got Jonathan Taylor still.
Yeah.
Ooh-wee.
I'm just happy that the Rams
Anthony
have a
Richardson.
first round pick this year.
That's what I'm talking about.
And they have
Go Rammies.
projected cap space. Come on, they're gonna do some work. Let's go. Bunch of offensive linemen in this mock draft.
Told you.
Mm-hmm.
You need it.
Defensive line. Xavier Worthy. Look at this guy's mock draft. Xavier Worthy, pick 32 to the Kansas City Chiefs.
If he goes to the Chiefs, watch out. 3-peat coming.
Damn. Another
Imagine another getting Patty Mahomes another weapon like that.
Mm-hmm.
You lose Tyreek Hill, then you sign Xavier Worthy. That's probably just.
Yes.
Ooh, man.
Let's check out
The rich get richer.
This guy is the same top 3.
Well, that's what happens when you have good organizations. They usually draft good people.
Organization, the organizational grade. They gave them an F. The Chiefs.
Really?
What the heck are you doing? Yeah, like what are you doing, man? The Chiefs keep doing creepy things. Get out of here, NFL. You don't know what you're talking about. Looks like you guys are on a rabbit hole of draft stuff right now. So
I'm looking at mocks. I haven't looked at mocks in a long time.
Like,
so I'm looking
I have not. I didn't watch the combine this last week.
Look what you started, Cletus. You
I'm
started
going down a
this,
rabbit hole.
and now we're gonna get.
I
Now
know.
we're gonna get rabbit holes, and we're gonna get tweets, and we're gonna get text, and everything from Josh and this rabbit hole draft stuff. Because this is his third favorite time of year. First is soccer.
I eat this stuff up.
And then draft. Josh's ears perk up when you start draft. He goes to heaven, rabbit holes. We'll get everything from this birth certificate number by the time the end of the year.
This is one of my favorite time of the year.
Here's the thing too. We're a little bit more than a month away from the Masters.
Let's go.
Just saying.
Hey, guess what comes out Wednesday?
What comes out Wednesday?
Swing season.
Oh, does it really? Yeah. I did not know that. You know what? I started watching on Net. You know what? I started watching Tacoma FD on Netflix.
Dude, it's good.
Today.
Great
It's
show.
so fun. It is so funny.
Yes.
Those guys crack me up.
Great show.
Farva.
Yes. It's a great show.
Oh yeah, but
they crack me up, man. But yeah, I got a email the other day or today. Let me find it real quick. I'll share this with y'all.
Great show. Recommend folks if y'all watch Tacoma FD, watch it.
Oh yeah. So the Masters. So I signed up for the Masters. Like I'm on their email list.
Of course you
To have a taste of the Masters. So they will ship you the chips, the lemonade, popcorn, cookies, and the egg salad, the pimento cheese, and the pork barbecue
Okay.
sandwich stuff. Okay.
are. Yeah.
$179.95
This is
serves
not bad at all.
12. It will serve 12 to 14 guests. You get 24 ounces of egg salad, 24 ounces of pimento cheese, 24 ounces of pork barbecue, 6 plain chips, 6 barbecue chips, 6 chocolate chip cookies, 6 Georgia pecan caramel popcorn, Masters brand souvenir cups, 25, Masters brand wax paper, 12, Masters coasters, 12, hosting materials,
Sounds like a Cletus is having a
dude.
Cletus is having a master's party.
I looked at it I went, huh? Classic kit, 4 to 6, pimento cheese and all that stuff, $100.
Yeah. Yeah.
Coach, I looked at it today. I'm going
That's not a bad deal, to be honest with you.
$179, and you get basically
Everything at the Masters, you just at someone's house.
yeah. But yeah, we're a little more a month away from the Masters. Super excited.
Hello, friends. Welcome to the Masters.
To the Masters. The azaleas are blooming. My favorite. I'm telling you right now, my favorites or the most unique one was the COVID one when they had to do the Masters in the fall.
Oh yeah, I remember that because they canceled the first one.
Right. So you had you got to see Augusta in the fall.
Yeah, I remember that. Cletus or curtain, Earth to curtain. We're talking about the Masters here. Get off the rabbit hole.
Sorry, I was reading a story about Dak too. So.
Did you see that? Speaking of Dak, you see he went El Chingon on us with the goatee, baby.
No, I was just reading a story about this guy and his contract stuff.
They were busting his chops about his look. Yeah, I'm excited about the Masters. We're excited about March Madness that's coming up. Draft's coming up. Even though football's over, it's depressing that football's over. We are entering the time of the year where you can do more stuff outside, be outside longer because it's not so dampered, cold, or windy.
We doing a bracket.
Oh yeah,
bracket challenge.
The pig's butt pork.
I'm just asking, bro.
Does the bear poop in the woods?
Does the tree fall in the woods?
I got told the other day. I asked Alexa, going, "Hey, you want to do a bracket?"
Come on, she's on. Send her the bracket when we make one.
Well, if I go, "Hey, you want to get a bracket challenge?" She goes, "Why don't we fill it out together?" And I
that's not how this works.
I just looked at her like
this works.
You can fill one out and I can fill one out.
Then y'all can have one. But that's not how this works. This is house bragging rights for a year.
Yes.
You want to see a competitive Hannah other than game night? It is watch March Madness and make her a bracket. If she beats you in March Madness bracket, you will not hear the end of it till next March. I promise you that.
The sheet of integrity. Do y'all believe in the sheet of integrity? Or do y'all fill out 5 brackets? Or y'all go?
We fill out 5 brackets, but you can only enter one.
My thing is
the one you put on the thing is the one, and it is locked because I can control it.
My thing is, I usually just fill out 1 bracket, and that's my sheet.
I got you.
But
I do.
But
again,
I do 3. Well, my thing is, I don't watch enough basketball to know anything, and so I feel like
pick them.
I feel like every time and I did this last few years in Arizona, or my first year in Arizona, I feel like I did more research than I have in ever filling out brackets. And I
Yeah.
did probably the worst I ever
Yep.
have filling out
Busted on
brackets.
the first
Don't
day.
research.
Yes.
Don't
I
research it,
did
my
all,
man. Just
I did
watch.
all this research and fuck, man. I don't know. I do not like. I'll do a little research, especially like on the mid majors, just because I don't
Oh yeah,
know,
yeah.
and like trying to find that upset, those handful of upsets you'll get the first weekend.
Agreed. I agree. I'm with you. I smell what you're stepping in. I get you.
But
But I
I
usually just colors, the team, what conference they're in, their strength of schedule, and if they played before, stuff like that. I usually pick on it, and it's just like I still could be dead wrong, but I don't care. I'm going to try to beat
Yeah.
you, and if I beat you, cool. And if I don't,
Yep.
good job. I'll get you next year. We got next year to go.
Yep.
March Madness
Sure.
is a heck of a time. You want to see one of the coolest. This is what I was talking to somebody today. Go to a pub, a bar, whatever during March and stay there all day. And there's nothing better than that.
Yes.
Like I would love to go to like Vegas and just sit at a place and watch basketball.
I
Like
was
the
just about to say.
sports
I was about
book.
to say the same thing.
That would
sports
be
book.
Yes.
that would be legit. That would be one of the coolest things ever. Is like go to this place and just watch basketball all day. All the upsets, all the
Yes.
like one of those things I will say that I got to experience during was I guess it was last year when me and Hannah went to a trip. We flew, right? We were flying in between like opening day was Thursday or Wednesday, whatever it was, and it was we flew and we landed. We landed and the airports had bars and all this, and it was I guess the Iowa set when they lost or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And people we're watching this at the bar. We're all like, oh, it didn't matter what team you were rooting for at this time. You were going for the upset. Like
Everybody
every
loves the
single
upset in March Madness.
Yeah, yes. Everybody at this
Unless-
bar, little bar, is unless it's your team. No, but
Unless you're a team or it's gonna bust your bracket.
yes, and we're all sitting there at this little bar, like right between flights. Like this guy goes, "Oh, my flight's leaving in 5 minutes, but I gotta watch the ending of this." And dude, everybody across this bar was like from one spot of the airport came all over to this one little spot and watched this game for the last 5-10 minutes of this game. We're all like invested and bought in. We're like, now name me another time in this world or in this universe that we're all bought into one thing, watching this, and it didn't matter what team or background you came looked like. We were all watching this game for the next 10 minutes to see who wins or the crazy outcome that's about to happen. Nothing. That's why, being coaches means a little something different. But, dude, last year, that experience, whatever it was, the last part of the game, watching that at this little bar while we're trying to get back to our plane was pretty impressive. That was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. So that's what mentioned, like, going to Vegas or, like, going where go to, like, big cities where the game is being hosted and watching it. Like, imagine watching the games outside the venue where the game's being played. Imagine that type of stuff. That'd be cool to see. Like, we need to take Cletus next year. We're doing your bachelor party during March Madness.
Yeah.
During March Madness, I don't think I can swing that.
No, we're swinging.
We're figuring it out, bro.
We're
figuring it out.
We're ST and S in that thing, right?
We're figuring it out. I don't care how we have to do it. We are making it work.
Yes, we are.
Oh, hey, Jack.
Yeah.
And by the way, Texas is up 45-34 on Baylor with 1:30 left in the first half.
It's too early. Baylor plays later. But, yeah. That's cool, man.
45-37. Yeah.
But, yes, March Madness is coming up. Baseball starting. College baseball. We've already seen some crazy finishes and crazy run rule scores. And, Major League Baseball is about to end March or April? April starts. It starts. Easter's in the end of March this year because of leap year in February. The eclipse is we're about to have a April that's going to shut down the world apparently.
Let's go.
What?
Crazy. Let's go. 2024.
Yes.
What?
Let's go.
2024, baby. Here we go. You didn't hear about this eclipse?
No.
We're shutting down school on Monday because this eclipse is going to bring so much traffic.
Oh,
What?
Yes, you heard me. We're shutting down school the day of the eclipse because we're going to have so much traffic.
You're going to have so much traffic?
Yeah, and Dallas is going to have so much traffic because of this eclipse.
Is it supposed to like go directly over Dallas?
Yeah.
Huh.
So, what is it, solar?
Yeah, it's a solar eclipse.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy, apparently. The world's shutting down.
people freaking out about stuff that's
People are camping the night out, the night
years.
up. They're Sunday night. They're camping out. They're like renting out RV parks, baseball parks, like parks, dog parks. All kinds of parks are being robbed. RVs are buying spots to park their RVs for this solar eclipse. I cannot. Like, it is literally going to shut down because of this solar eclipse.
So guess what?
What
What happens? Well, yeah. What happens Tuesday? My favorite
goes back to work.
My favorite or tomorrow, I think. My favorite non-conference game of the year. Texas A&M baseball.
Nice.
Cannot wait.
Into that.
Well, oh yeah, we're gonna whip their freaking ass.
Now that's somewhere where the eclipse can show up and everybody just forgets about
that.
Sir, you show a little bit of respect over there, sir.
Get him.
Love you, mean it.
Show a little bit of respect around here.
Love you, mean it.
You show a little respect.
That whole eclipse.
Hey, man, the time is Sunday, bro.
I know. I'm not looking.
I'm tired of being
not
dark
looking,
so early.
Not looking forward to it. This is the worst time change. This is the worst time change.
Because you miss an hour's sleep, princess.
Exactly. Yes.
Oh, get over it. It's spring break. You just sleep more.
Granted, I go to bed early anyway. So, whoa, what the hell was that?
Yeah, it is past your bedtime, isn't it?
Dude, I've been going to bed at 8, and it's been fantastic.
You're an old man. You're an old soul, dude.
Yeah, he is. I've been staying up late.
Like, my thing is like I go to bed like 8, 9 o'clock, and get my good 7 to 8 hours of sleep, and I'm like rested and rejuvenated and ready to go for the day.
What time do you wake up in the morning?
5.
Not bad.
Man, I'm like
4:30, 5 o'clock.
Now I am sleep most. I am waiting the last minute, and then I get up and start the day. Like, that is me.
Yeah,
I am coasting until spring break. That is me. You can knock on me and give me a hard time. I don't give a damn. Because right now I am coasting.
You deserve it. You deserve it, Papa. For all
we said something. We said something today, and someone's like, "Did you hear that today?" I don't give a crap. The only reason I'm here is because spring break's around the corner, baby. But I'm not looking forward to after spring break because that is the longest time of school year ever built. That's when they need the Mondays off, like the extra Fridays, half days. Like, this next stretch is the worst stretch after spring break.
Especially we come back. You know, obviously it's the second week. So, like, usually in my past, it's always been the third week of March for spring break. This year it's the second week. So we come back, and for the rest of March, it's still same pattern, 4-day week, stuff like that. But from April until the end of the year, all 5-day week.
Yeah, we have all of our April 5-day weeks.
Be tough adjustment.
Well,
these Fridays are nice. They've been real nice.
Hey, amen, brother.
Well, I got told the other day I'm the Lyman Challenge liaison.
Oh.
I'm in charge of that
fun.
crap.
I gotta find us some.
So we're going to Cooper for the Hardin Simmons one. Yeah. And we're going to Slayton for a little local one. So
There you go. I've seen 2 so far. Obviously, the Harden Simmons one we've got sent, and then I saw one for Arlington Martin that they're having.
Yeah. See, I like them, but I don't like them because if you have we had the big linemen, I could say, yeah, let's go, because they could push and pull anything, and now you had the
Yeah.
more finesse linemen.
Yeah.
Like I can win finesse challenges, but like the strength challenges,
Yeah.
right now, not so much. But I like them and I don't like them because I like how they compete, and I like being around 7-on-7. But it's also a pain at times because you gotta find kids that can do it on Saturdays.
Yeah.
Especially in the spring, especially with everything going on for us, like track. They have track meets on Fridays and Saturdays, and it's hard to get them out of Friday and Saturdays and things. But
Yeah.
I have 5. I can 5 right now. I can call that'll do it. It's not a problem, but
Right.
it's just it's a pain to take them to and stuff. But
Spring
it is what
time
it
is
is.
busy.
Spring is springing, in the words of Benny Blaze. Spring is springing.
Spring is springing, big dog. Shout out Benny Blaze, baby.
Yeah, you'll be proud of me today. So, I'm part of this mentoring thing, right? So, I mentioned our light, right? So, I said, I have a mantra I live by, and it's be the light. Talking about you can't light, you got to light, you got a candle, you got to light someone else's candle, and then you light up a room or whatever. I mentioned it to this person today, and they go, "Oh, I never thought about it like that." And I said, "You're welcome. I taught somebody something new about be the light." So this might be the light moment. None of you jabronis asked me. Another, shout out to our other listener, Mr. Christopher. Shout out to you. Shout out to the listeners out there. See, Mr. Rabbit Hole. Look at old Cletus is ready for bed. You're not even in these conversations. But another good thing. Another good thing. Another great thing happened that we'll never see in our lifetime. I don't know if people quite have understood what just happened Saturday night. I don't think people are just like taking it for granted, but we just witnessed something that won't happen for another 100 years, probably.
What's that?
LeBron
James
beating LeBron James scoring thing.
Yeah, 40,000.
Yeah. Didn't watch it when he did it. Haven't watched the highlights of it. Do not care to.
You missed great, bro. You can be telling your great grandkids about it.
That's fine. I'll be okay.
You just gotta understand, like, basketball is not Cletus' thing, so he doesn't really care about it.
I get you.
Nope.
All that kind of stuff.
But you can't say your average sports fans.
Yeah,
If you
the
don't watch all
context of it,
sports.
the historical moment is just something. It's like some of the other stuff that we've been able to witness over the last few years. It's just something that, and of course LeBron's been LeBron for so long that, like, when he does this stuff, it's like, oh, there goes another record. He's been doing it. It's just like all the other greats when they come through. It's that stage, but then you truly kind to when those guys are done and they hang it up and you have that reflection is when you truly go back and be like, damn, like this dude scored more than
Did it.
Michael Jordan, scored more than Kobe and Wilt Chamberlain and all these guys that play before him, and you're looking at the guys behind him thinking like, y'all don't stand a chance. You know what I mean? Like
longevity of his career, of how long he's done it, and how long he's still on top. That's what you can have another conversation. But this is like, just shut up and enjoy it, because one of these days it's gone.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's my big thing for this. Like, shut up and enjoy it. Like, we hated watching Tom Wills, but shut up and enjoy it. Like,
you're
another dynasty with Patrick Mahomes. You may not like all the stuff that's going on with Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce and all that, but shut up and enjoy what you're watching. You're watching a dynasty.
Absolutely. And our generation's been very fortunate in terms of watching these generational, once in a lifetime type players come through. And like, obviously, you mentioned Brady, and of course, we got Mahomes. But
about it, say this is the great time. Just shut up.
We got to watch the end of Kobe to the beginning of LeBron, and throughout his career. Baseball, we've watched some dudes go through. I know for me personally, soccer, watching like Messi and Ronaldo, like those two guys are the equivalent of like LeBron and them, like guys that have done so much in their career that when they're done, you look back and be like, people appreciate it anyways, but like it's gonna be a long time before somebody eclipses what they do. You know what I mean?
I
So
agree. Well, like even like Derek Jeter, like,
yes,
we saw the end. We saw the tail end. We saw the rise and fall of Derek Jeter. Some of the greatest, and you just shut up and enjoy it. We have to say nice conversation and podcast topics and ESPN topics about the greatest of all time. Just shut enjoy it at the end of the day. We're watching greatness. Enjoy the greatness. One of these days, it's going to be in the history books, and it's going to be at the bottom of ESPN tickers. This such and such player is close, but we won't be alive for some of the stuff. So shut up and enjoy it, Cletus, while you have it. Shut up and enjoy it.
it's gonna be crazy.
Just like you might not like sushi.
Back.
Sushi. Just shut up and enjoy it, my man.
I love sushi.
Oh. You didn't get Josh. Tell
that
this man.
That took your analogy out the door, huh?
Okay.
He likes sushi
Here's
and the
thing,
fruit.
man. I don't care. I really don't.
Hey, man, I saw the Texas Rangers win a World Series. I didn't think that would happen in my lifetime, but I watched.
Yeah.
Now the crowning moment for your life, Jack, right, is going to be. We already know
The Cowboys.
The Cowboys winning the Super Bowl. I think after that happened, Jack could die a happy man at that point. You know what I mean? Like,
Here's what's going to happen, though.
I might die when it happens.
The Stars are going to win another cup. The Rangers
dominate again.
No, I'm not going to say that. The Rangers fall short, but it's expected. Before your Cowboys win the Super Bowl.
I say the Rangers will fall off the map and before the Cowboys.
Yeah, that actually may happen.
That's 6 years.
Here's my thing I'm going to throw out here. The Cowboys will win a Super Bowl in our lifetime, at least one.
I don't know.
They have to.
Wow.
They have to. Within the next 30 years, they have to. At least
Bro, it's been 30 years. Another 30?
Yeah, well, we don't count the There's no way they go 60 years without winning a title.
Oh, you want to bet?
God save them. Watch this.
They're halfway there right now.
That's my take right now. That's my take. The next 30 years, within 60 years, the Cowboys are winning at least one Super Bowl. At least make a Super Bowl.
Oh, man.
I'll be 64 by then.
Yes.
You'll
be able to watch it with your grandkids. You'll be able to watch it with your. Be able to watch it with your grandkids.
64-year-old Jack watching the Dallas Cowboys win their first Super Bowl in 60 years.
Jack, the feeling you're going to have when that occurs is going to be like when the Cubs fans won a World Series after however many long
Dude,
occurred. Like that's what it's going to be like.
Wow.
Look at Cleve's about to be out, man.
No,
he's about to go 9-9.
I got a cramp. No, what I'm looking forward to probably the most during this MLB season is, and we kind of talked about last year, this is the first time the Astros and the Rangers are actually good at the same time.
Yeah.
I
can't wait. I can't wait for the world to burn down and the Los Angeles losing.
Oh,
yeah.
And I've said this before. I hope like the Padres or someone like that, or the Diamondbacks win the division. After all that crap, LA is done. I hope like the D.B.A.Bs or like the Padres win it all.
Even the Bills or somebody just wins the whole thing and knocks out the Dodgers. That would.
I won't hate it.
They're the villains. They're the villains right now. It used to be somebody we knew, but they haven't been relevant in the last 10 years. But that's for another topic. We talk about them too much. But yes, they are the villains of the MLB right now.
We do talk about
leading that bandwagon when they go down.
The Yankees. We're talking about the Yankees.
Yeah.
But they're the villains right now, and they're playing that role very well.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens in April, but we already know the tail end of how this is going to end up.
Yeah.
Great baseball is going to be played. Great plays are going to be made, and we're going to see some losers and some winners.
Too much hype.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's too much hype. I think they're as good as advertised. They just able to do them.
Yep.
Yeah,
They
we'll see
have
if they
some
can.
of the best.
We'll see if they can handle that
I-
pressure, though.
I agree, and that's a lot of it is going to handle the pressure. But they are as good as advertised.
No,
I would say.
I agree. I think they have obviously they have great pieces, but are they going to be able to handle the outside noise? It's
For a lot of things, isn't it?
oh yeah, like but if I shooting off the hip here, like looking back over the last 10 years, teams that have created quote unquote super teams, how successful have they been? Like of course you had the Celtics that kind of were able to first year I think win the
One title.
yeah, they won one, but it was first year, so it's like it kind of worked out for that 1 year.
The Heat.
The
Took them a
One.
couple
Celtics. What are you
years.
talking? The Celtics created a super team. They
that's
made the run for 5 years.
yeah, but with one title to show for it, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've only won. That's what I'm at. They've only won one title with that run.
Yeah,
Right.
but that's what I'm trying to like get at.
The
Just like, hey,
Heat.
they made the
The
first kind of
Heat.
super team.
How many
and
years?
Yeah.
took
How
them
many
to
years
their
was LeBron?
second year?
They
How
He was
many
there
years
4
was
years.
LeBron with
first
them?
he was there for 4, and he went to the finals all 4 years, and they only won twice.
Twice. So far you've had 9
The
years.
Warriors.
9 years of super teams with 3 titles. The Warriors.
Well, the Warriors were kind of built well, and then they added pieces. Like they'd already won a few before they had before they got Durant to help them win another one or two.
I would say there's the and baseball has built super teams for years, and they've never been able to finish the deal.
Yeah. Even I'm like NFL is excuse me more of like when teams have built super teams is like through free agency, the big hoop and holler of signing free agents and stuff like that, and for the most part, that stuff doesn't usually work out well. I wouldn't even. The Rams kind of did that when they won their Super Bowl, but they kind of already had the pieces in
They
place.
had
just
pieces.
needed
They
the
just put
quarterback.
pieces what they were missing. They
Yeah.
put pieces where they were missing.
But they
The
went.
only one I can think of like a super team right now at the moment that really was like as a super team that went and got pieces were the Ravens.
Yeah.
Deeply. And then you had the Dolphins, which you see how it worked out for them with
Yeah.
and then like the Niners. That's a super team.
They just have, but they really just added one piece, McCaffrey.
They added defense.
Oh yeah.
They added what's his name, Young, and then a safety.
They got some steals, great
Yeah, to people a little. I mean, they will draft, but they've also picked up some pieces.
Yeah,
like Trent Williams, right? That wasn't a draft pick.
No, he got traded.
See,
ironically, from the same team that Young came from. So, but yeah, I get your point though. It'll be interesting. The Dodgers are like circling back to them. They're going to be one of the best teams in baseball because on paper they just have some dudes that can play. The only way that's truly going to derail all that is injuries, basically.
which seems to happen to a lot of people.
Oh, I know that. I'm just saying, like on paper they are on paper they're definitely the best team in baseball, like hands down.
Agreed. 100%, my man. We're speaking the same lingo here.
Yes, sir. Well, to help kind of get this wrapped up for us, Cletus he's about an hour and 16 minutes or so past bedtime, so he can go get his Z's up. So
Hours.
8 hours, so he can feel refreshed and rejuvenated for tomorrow. And for the rest of us, we still got another hour or so to be up, but we'll have fun with that. But again, gentlemen, excuse me, as always, it is a great pleasure and it is an honor of mine to share this stage with you to come on here into our show. That's over a year old now, so congratulations to us to be able to have that consistency and whatnot, and have all of our dudes on whenever we can. Yeah, excuse me. Now there's a double T, baby, looking good. But again, always an honor to be with you boys and to come here and just talk the talk about what's going on and talk about sports, something that we've always loved to do, and now we just broadcast it to the world. So, all of our listeners, we appreciate you, however many there are, if it's two, three, or more than that.
And whatever.
We
We're
appreciate
proud of
you
you.
truly. Thank you so much. Again, hope you enjoy this episode. I know it's been a couple weeks since we last posted, but we're back, baby. We're back. And guess what? We're still going to be here after the eclipse. So check on that. Okay. We'll still be here popping out stuff. Always
We
remember
have one
to
next week.
STS. Yes, sir. Always remember to
Sweet.
STS in life, baby. So, and also remember to always be the light out there in this world, right? When there's darkness, shine your light, because it's going to drive out all negativity and all evil in this world. So, um, but Jack,
Glass half
Cletus, take
full,
care of
baby.
yourself. Enjoy the rest of your week. Cletus, good luck at your track meets. Jack, good luck at softball and powerlifting still, right?
Yeah, got it Wednesday. Yes, sir.
Let's go. So get to that time. Get those boys ready for regionals and get those boys to state. And then Cletus, get those kitten and those pup and those eagles to jump high, throw far, and run fast and turn left. You know what I mean? So, and I'll do the same here in Greyhound Land. So, but fellas, as always, it's a pleasure. Um, love you, fellas. Do great. Keep doing great stuff, man. And I'll talk to you later. Okay, it is
Yep.
the DBAB podcast.